There was a chance that this match would have been cancelled after a flash flood turned the surface at Dens into something resembling the Silvery Tay on Friday night. But sterling work from the ground staff meant it went ahead, and it was the dark blue side of Dundee that were thankful for the effort. Jim Duffy's men broke the deadlock after only 11 minutes when Steve Lovell's persistence, followed by a fine ball, sent Nacho Novo free in the right wing, and his cross was inch perfect for Fabian Caballero. The United defence caught flat-footed by the incisive passing, and Paul Gallagher could do nothing about the header. The home side almost doubled their tally only 3 minutes later through Lee Wilkie. The three players who linked so well for the opener, Fabian Caballero, Nacho Novo and Steve Lovell, started to cause the United defence no end of worry, and if only Novo's finishing had matched the build-up. Less than 3 minutes later, the three of them were at it again. Novo turned provider this time, and Caballero's shot was easily saved by Paul Gallagher. With such pressure on United's defence, something had to give, and just before the half hour, it did. It was that man Novo again, conjuring something out of nothing. Craig Easton, you could say, was being a touch casual about clearing his lines, and Novo was happy to take full advantage. Fabian Caballero had just scored the first goal for Dundee against United for over a year, and with the help of David McCracken's shoulder, he added number 2. Gavin Ray picked up Novo's pass and sent the ball into the danger area. Caballero's shot looked like it was heading down Tannadice Street. Although the deflection was wicked, the scoreline reflected the pressure. United were determined to show that they weren't simply there to make up the numbers, and Jamie McCunney had the best of their first half efforts. Only 11 minutes after the break, the game looked all but over when Johnny Hernandez Sanchez made it 3-0 to Dundee. Steve Lovell showing real persistence, and Hernandez used his body to turn the defender for his first goal for the Dark Blues. It was all too much for some United fans, and you began to think they had the right idea as Dundee heaped on the pressure. First, Fabian Caballero. Then the Argentinian flicked on for Steve Lovell, but the finish wasn't all it could have been. Game, set, match then to Dundee, you would have thought. Yes, so did I. Then this happened. Completely out of the blue, after 69 minutes, Jim Hamilton slotted his third goal in 2 weeks to give United a lifeline. Paul Hegarty had 11 Scots on the field, and they started to show a fighting spirit that had been sadly lacking during the match. Suddenly, Dundee looked the shakier of the two. It was Jim McIntyre whose scorching shot meant the final 10 minutes were going to be electric. Receiving the ball just on the edge of the box, and what a way to score your 4th goal of the season. The best way to counter such an onslaught is to go up to the other end and fight for another goal, and that's exactly what Dundee did. Caballero and Novo linking up again, and most of the home fans thought Nacho Novo had sealed their victory. United weren't finished though, and into stoppage time Jim Hamilton had the opportunity to earn the visitors a point, but his header was straight into Julian Speroni's hands. Literally the final fling of the match did come from Dundee though, 5 minutes after the allocated time, through Gavin Ray this time. It wasn't to be, but a first win for Dundee over their Tayside rivals for 2 years, and Jim Duffy relieved to hear the final whistle.
Certainly after they scored, it was a case because you get caught between trying to protect what you've got or pushing on, and we did have a couple of chances late on in the game where we could have maybe helped ourselves relax a little bit. But as I say, I don't care if it's 3-2, 5-4, 6-5, as long as we won.
I think everyone saw the fighting spirit at the club. In the second half, if we had carried that into the first half, then we'd possibly come away with a point, if not 3 points. The players there are obviously disappointed and hurting Dundee, but they should not be ashamed of what happened today. It was a magnificent second half performance, and their commitment and pride and their attitude was fantastic. And I think if you're a neutral or a Dundee supporter, you would say it was an excellent game, and it was a great advertisement for Scottish football.
Yes, it certainly was a magic game. Dundee United almost getting back in and stealing that point at the end of the match. Gordon Smith, why didn't we not showing that game today?
Well, the reason is we're not showing it. It would have been a great match for the live game, but a lot of Dundee people were wondering why it was ignored. It's because seemingly the Christmas lights have been switched on in Dundee today.
And Tayside Police said we can't put the game on the same day.
Correct.
That's the truth.
The Tayside people should know that.
Absolutely should.
I was wondering why. I'd asked the question, why is that not on? But obviously Dundee United must have played well, because Paul Hegarty's voice was a lot better at the end of the game than normal.
It literally was the last 20 minutes when they came into the game, but I mean, Dundee totally dominated up until that point when Jim Hamilton got that goal. Quite incredible. But they showed a fighting spirit. They need to show more of that. Well,
there've been good results recently, and they've probably gone into the game. They're probably considered the form team, but you've got to give Dundee credit. Jim Duffy, I feel, has done a good job up there. I think that he's made them a secure team, and he's also made them a hard-working team, and I think they're looking better than they've been in recent seasons. So I think you might see both Dundee teams progressing this season.